Okay, hello and welcome back to the Grandmasters League, round 7 between the Viper and Tim, game number 2. Viper in yellow over to the left of the map is Vikings, and Tim in blue over to the right as Vikings as well. Gee, haven't we seen this map before? Yes, we have. This is Islands, and this was played just a moment ago by Jordan and Dogao, where Dogal won. Dogal won. This is the home map of the Viper. Viper has chosen this map, of course. Tim choosing Ghost Lake, and the Viper, in theory, then should have an advantage. This is his home map, so we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if we see pretty much the same as the last one, which is going to be grushing, grushing, more grushing, and then they're going to resign because they're outgrushed. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll reach the Imperial Age, maybe we'll see something different, but I kind of doubt it. It's all about who can do it fastest and who can do it the most efficiently, and to be honest with you, the most efficient and the fastest person in this league so far has been the Viper. Let's see if Tim can pull it off. Maybe he's going to do something different. I've always wondered why not just land and try and do something different if you know you're going to lose the water. Instead of just hanging on in there and being like, okay, I'm going to lose the water, but I'm going to carry on building docks and I'm going to try and win the water back. Why not just make a dock and sneak a villager over and build an archery range and kill their economy? That could work. But no one does it because they just, I don't know why they don't do it. I know it's a risky strategy, but if you're going to lose the game anyway, why not take the risk? That's the question. I really could not tell you. Viper going to lure his first boar in. He's going to use his scout cavalry to do that, to reduce any villager idle time, and that's what I mean about being the most efficient you possibly can. His scouting has suffered because of it. If we have a look at Tim's scouting, he's scouted a lot more, but Tim used a villager to lure the boar, and that means that that villager wasn't working the entire time that he was luring it. Viper, on the other hand, well, he lost a bit of scouting time early on, but he lured his boar with his scout, and therefore his villager was working the whole time, and therefore +1 efficiency for the Viper. He can now go and explore his island, of course, and he knows exactly where his second boar is. This villager over here has built the dock. He's probably going to go and lure that boar in right now. With that villager, he built the 2 houses in the dock to maximise the efficiency of his villagers. That is the best way to do it, and that is exactly how he is going to do it. There we go, going to go lure that one in now, and really just not wasting any villager time at all. He's juicing these villagers for everything they can give, and that is what gives him a little bit of an edge in all of these games. Even if the build is identical, even if they both do the exact same build with the exact same amount of villagers and the exact same amount of fishing ships and the exact same amount of docks and the exact same amount of galleys, the Viper is slightly more efficient, and therefore he's gaining an advantage because of that. We have a look at his scouting. He's going to finish up scouting his map right now, and his score lead, once he's finished scouting his map, should be higher than Tim's. Tim, of course, already finished scouting his map pretty much, and once the Viper finishes scouting his map, then he should have a higher score. We'll see. Tim just luring his second boar in right now. The Viper's boar already being lured in, already being taken, and his dock is already up and out. 3 fishing ships already out as well, and the 4th one about to be queued up in just a second. Another house out of the way as well, so he doesn't get housed. There we go, fraction of a second housed there, not really a big deal. Another fishing ship, and pretty much standard textbook start, really. But the Viper, of course, with very, very high efficiency, he's going to take the score lead in just a second. Yeah, there we go, taking the score lead now, as he has been slightly more efficient, and now his scout is going to go and scout this island. Tim with his 3rd fishing ship out, his 4th one going to be on the way. Viper already got his 3rd out, and his 4th is going to come out a little bit sooner, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Viper makes it up to the feudal age first. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if he makes it up to feudal first. He's going to hit feudal on 27 population. I think he just needs to drop off here, and he will click up in just a sec. There we go, up to feudal right now, and Tim is a lot further behind, I've got to say. Viper already up to feudal age right now on 27 population. Tim on 26. He's missing a boat, I think, or he's missing a villager, and he's not got enough food to go up just yet. So there we go, Viper efficiency up to the feudal age in a very nice time and incredibly fast compared to Tim right now. Viper's going to be halfway to feudal, I think, before Tim even clicks up. He's going to click up in just a second. He needs a little bit more food. He should be able to get it right now after this villager is created. And he's going to go up on 28 population, but just look at the time difference. Viper already, well, 30%, 35% up, yeah, 35% up as Tim clicks up right now on 29 population, Viper on 28 of course, and he's going to be adding more villagers over to wood. He's already going to gain an advantage when it comes to grushing because he's had his villagers gathering wood for a lot longer. 3 villagers over to the gold camp over here, and he'll be able to add his 3rd dock on very shortly, and of course continue to pump out galleys once he gets up to the feudal age. So really nice start by the Viper up to the feudal age in a very nice time. Maximum efficiency mode. Tim only just transferring the rest of his villagers over to wood right now. And he still only has 1 dock himself. 6 fishing ships though, and Viper on 5. Not really a huge difference there. Tim perhaps going to have a little bit of a food advantage going into the feudal age, which means maybe he won't need to put villagers on berries for a little bit longer. But for the time being, Tim just going to go with his standard build, 4 villagers over to gold, and Viper might send his next villager over to gold. Maybe. Nope, not just yet. He's going to make another dock, and the 3rd dock going to come up as well. Tim is still on the 1 dock for now. His 2nd dock will come up in just a moment. This villager likely to go and build it on the edge. Usually that goes up about halfway to feudal. Viper's 2nd dock already up, his 3rd one on the way. Galley is going to come out, and Tim going to find himself under a lot of pressure very shortly. Next villager is... his gather point's in a little bit of a weird place. There we go, the next village going over to gold right now, sending his 4th and 5th over to gold. The 3rd dock is up, and Viper of course will have Bitaxe already. That was what the little upgrade sound was just there. Bitaxe straight away, and we might even see fletching out of him pretty quickly as well. Of course he doesn't have loom, neither does Tim. Oh no, Tim does have loom, wow. So Tim's slowing himself down even more now by getting loom. Gonna be making these galleys, but he's gonna be a little bit less, a little bit worse off for gold actually. Viper's first galley is about to come out just now, 97% on that one, there we go. Even adding in more fishing ships at the back because he's feeling pretty confident that he's got the water here. Wow, 3 fishing ships added on just because of that time difference there. He saw how slow Tim was to get up to the feudal age, so he thought, you know what, I'm going to add a couple more fishing ships in because I'm going to have an advantage now when it comes to actually taking the water. So really nice from the Viper there, and we might even see the blacksmith from him very shortly. We're certainly going to see a 4th dock. I wonder where we're going to see that coming from though. A few idle villagers under the TC, maximum efficiency. Remember what we were saying, maximum efficiency. Starting to take a few berries now, and he's going to have to be a little bit careful. I think that's another reason why he added those fishing ships in, because he's a little bit low on food. And of course Tim a little bit better off for food as he did have more fishing ships going up to the feudal age. The 4th dock coming down for Tim right now, and he's not taking any berries just yet. The Viper moving on to berries right now, the mill going up there, and of course the longer you can delay the mill the better, because it means you get an extra 100 gold, 100 wood to spend. But there's the 4th dock from the Viper, more galleys coming out of course. And he's going to be scouting out along Tim's shoreline right now. He's gone around the wrong way though, and if Tim decides to attack, he could find himself taking out a couple of the Viper's galleys, though he too could actually go around the wrong way. If he goes around this back way, then he's going to be a long way away from where the Viper actually is. The Viper looks like he's going to scout down the front of Tim's island now. There we go, and he's going to find exactly where he is very shortly. 4th dock is almost completed, and it's always a good idea not to add the 4th dock too early, because of course you are going to want to be able to produce galleys from all of them consistently, and which is exactly what the Viper can do now. He will need a little bit more wood. Already splitting up his wood camps a little bit, but he will need a little bit more wood so he can get that blacksmith out fairly soon. Tim going around the back and not checking the front. Of course the Viper now with quite a few fishing ships, 6 there, 7 there, 8 right here, and that's fairly decent for him. Tim only on the 6, I think, or maybe even just, yeah, on the 6th. So Viper going to get a little bit of a food advantage from that, and that's going to allow him to get up to the castle age a little bit sooner perhaps. But now he knows exactly where Tim is, and Tim, no fletching just yet, no blacksmith just yet either. But right now, oh, there's the blacksmith. We should see fletching from him straight away, I think. But 4 docks out, making plenty of galleys, and going to try and take the water control. That's the only thing that is left to do. The Viper, blacksmith just going up right now as well, and we'll see fletching from him very shortly. Just going to sort of hang back, I think, for the time being. He doesn't really want to face Tim just yet. He might want to wait until he's got fletching first, because of course Tim going to have fletching in just a moment. And Viper is actually on 10 galleys. Mars or Tim on 11. Of course, the Viper did make an extra 3 fishing ships, so that will mean that he's got 3 less galleys than he could have had. But they're going to engage right now, I think, and Viper going to get +1 in just a second. Oh, he's going into this battle with a little bit of a disadvantage there. Going to retreat straight away, and that makes a lot of sense. He's going to wait until +1 is completed, which is going to be done in just a second, I think. Oh, wow. It's either just completed. There we go, it's just completed. I thought he would have done it by now. And now Tim coming in, trying to take out some fishing ships as well. Viper, of course, going to want to keep them alive, so retreat with those and keep them out of the way. But Viper does have some quite nice fish here, I've got to say. Plenty of big fish over in this area, whereas Tim has very few fish left. He's got a big fish over here and a big fish here, and that's pretty much it. So Tim's fish certainly not the best, I've got to say. But Viper with more galleys coming out consistently, starting to make a few more farms, thinking about the castle age already. He just needs a little bit more food and he'll be there, but of course he still does need a lot more wood. He's going to have to keep making galleys, and at the moment he's struggling to afford that. Obviously some of these docks aren't going to be creating galleys all the time. They are going to have a little bit of idle time, which is not ideal. So the Viper's efficiency, it was great during the Dark Age. It's started to waver a little in the Feudal Age, but he's still doing just fine. I still think they're very close in ship count, 16 for Viper, and Tim on 15, 17 right now. It's so close, going up and down very quickly. But I think the Viper here going to try and get to the castle age a lot faster, and getting up to the castle age nice and early is good. It does mean that you can do a lot of damage to your opponent's galleys, because galleys and war galleys, there is a very big difference there. Not just the name war, the fact that war galleys are a lot more effective at killing galleys. They have a lot more HP, well, they have more attack, they have more HP, and of course you can get Bodkin arrow on top of that. You can get all of the important researches like ballistics straight away as well, and so the Viper going to want to get to castle age pretty quickly. That is definitely in his style. Tim going to do the same fairly soon, I think. He's not going to mark it just yet, and he's not actually making many farms or taking that many berries. If we can compare that to the Viper, who's taking a few more berries, he's already got some farms down, and of course those extra fishing ships as well. Viper with the market going up, and he's going to click up to castle in about 18 minutes, which is a reasonable time indeed. There we go, the click for him, and now he's just going to kind of hang back and wait until he's got the war galley upgrade. Is Tim going to push out? Nope. A little bit of a stalemate on the water. Neither of them want to actually attack. A 6th dock being added on for the Viper. Or is that a 5th? The 5th dock added on for the Viper. 4 still for Tim, and Tim probably suspecting that Viper's clicked up due to the score. Viper's score did dip quite a lot there, and of course now he's going to continue making galleys whilst he goes up to the castle age. A nice time for him. And those economic upgrades as well, once he reaches castle, going to make a big difference. Hand carts will automatically be researched for him, and just means he's going to gain a bigger economic advantage as well. So reaching the castle age in a nice time is really good if you're playing as Vikings, and also just generally good on water maps. It really does make a big difference. I think Tim here with much more ships on the water, Viper with 25, Tim on 31. He's got an extra 6 on the water right now, but of course Viper does have that extra dock right now as well, so he will be able to start to add galleys in a bit more faster. Well, actually saying that, Tim just added an extra dock as well, so they are very close actually here. Tim has just clicked up to the castle age as well, but the Viper is just about to reach castle. and then he can start to add on TCs, he can start to upgrade to a War Galley, he can get Bodkin Arrow, all of that good stuff. War Galley being researched right there. Bodkin Arrow going to be on the way just now. He's got enough gold for that, and he might just decide to push straight out. Of course, Tim going to be on the retreat right now, as he is slightly slower into the castle age, and it's looking like a pretty big repeat of the Jordan versus Dog game, really. And of course, Viper now going to take out Tim's docks. Tim going to find himself having to build docks at the back, and that's going to slow him down. So we already know exactly which way this game's going to go, unless Tim does something out of the ordinary. And the only way Tim's going to be able to do something out of the ordinary is if he goes and lands the Viper. But I don't think he's going to do that. And the Viper now going to be able to take out these stray straggler ships. He's going to be able to take out the docks very easily as well. And Viper does have plenty of war galleys out on the water. Tim's still upgrading to the castle age right now. It's taking quite some time to do it, and Tim is losing his docks. He's having to rebuild them at the back. And haven't we seen this before? This is exactly what happened in Dogout versus Jordan, and I think the exact same is going to happen here as well. Viper's starting to take out these docks. He's already got +2. The university isn't up just yet. It might be on the way fairly soon, but Newtown Centre is on the way. 3 TCs already up, or 2 TCs already up. The third one up and coming up for the Viper, and of course he feels like he's got the advantage on the water now, so he is going to continue to take that advantage and use it to the best of his ability, starting to take out these docks. Really nicely done. And of course, Tim going to try and do the same, but I think Tim might have actually had to cancel War Galley. Oh, never mind, he's getting War Galley at the back. So War Galley is done for Tim right now. He's got plenty of War Galleys at the back over here. He could take out this TC. He is in range of it. That could work very well. But he could take out the docks from the Viper at the back as well. I hear a university going for Tim right there. Ballistics straight away. Nice and early for him. No university from the Viper just yet. And Tim here could hit some villagers. He could even hit that town centre. So there we go. We see the villagers starting to get taken out right there. But of course he is going to try and aim for the Viper's docks as well. But the Viper, pretty successful down here, managing to take out 4 docks at least. And that has cost Tim quite a lot. But of course Tim going to have to take out 4 docks from the Viper now to draw things a bit more level. Is he going to be able to do it? We'll have to wait and see. There we go, university from the Viper. But Viper with 3 TCs already up. Tim on just the 1 right now, and Tim's going to want to get that second TC up pretty soon, because he's really going to need the economy here. The Viper on, Tim on 41 warships, the Viper on 43. It is very, very close, but if we look at the population, it's 104 to the Viper and 96 to Tim. So Tim, of course, falling a little bit further behind with economy. Viper going to come and engage right here with his army. It looks like Viper's got the numbers here that he needs. The only problem is the Viper doesn't have ballistics just yet, so Tim could find himself in an advantage here. He's also got +1 ship armor, so Tim could end up winning this battle even though he's outnumbered. He has got ballistics, he does have careening. That could mean that this is a victory for Tim on the water right here. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very close, and I think Tim is going to end up losing it. The Viper just had too many galleys right there, and the Viper's score now getting well in the lead. So there you go. Simply outnumbering your opponent is enough. Having careening and ballistics didn't make enough of a difference. The Viper going to chase Tim down now, and Tim falling very far behind. He's not got many ships out on the water at all. He's had to rebuild half of his docks, and now he's very low on wood. Those rebuilding the docks slowed his second town centre down. His second town centre is finally up, but Viper's already got 3, and now his economy is going to be in a great shape. He's going to keep making war galleys, and he's going to push Tim right back, and the score really says it all already. And this is a little bit like